this is April Grace. I'm just coming back from confession, and I'm feeling incredibly contemplative. So I walk in to confession, and there's another man. He asks, "Oh, is this where confession is?" And I say, "Yes." And I just said, just go in whenever the door opens. And at that moment, the door opened. And he's like, "Oh, go ahead." I'm like, "No, go ahead." So he walked in and into confession. Another woman comes in and asks pretty much the same thing, and I say, whenever the door opens, then you can just go. And the other door opens, and I was like, "Go ahead," and there she goes. So I am waiting and contemplating. Another woman walks in, she sits down, and after a while, the other door opens back up, and I ask, "Oh, are you in line?" And she goes, "No, go ahead, I'm not quite ready." And I go in, which is just a flip of the other two ones I have. So, I go into confession, and I beforehand had been looking at using the Laudate app, which has all these great prayers. It's like the Catholic app. And it has all these prayers, and I usually go in and look at my examination of conscience, which has a little checklist. So I'm looking at it, and one thing that stood out to me was, am I stealing? And I'm thinking, I'm not stealing. Like, I don't take things that aren't mine in that way. So I just couldn't figure out why God had called that out to me. And yet I'm in confession, and I'm confessing to the priest my shortcomings and my sins, and I say, for some reason, stealing's been put on my heart. But when I think about it, I think it's because I haven't been getting as much sleep. And though this week, it's really taken away from my productivity at work. So I've been stealing from myself and from my work for not sleeping well. So the priest absolves me and gives me my penance, and I go out and I sit in the children's liturgy of the word room, because there's a baptism happening outside, and I see this little baby get baptized. I'm like, I'm just a make clean just like that baby. God, wow. And so I'm sitting in the room praying my penance, and I see these three boys. They're like more grown children, but they're still children. So this boy's like 10, this boy's like 6, and this boy's like 4. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, these are all getting baptized. And it's just like, my heart just lifts, because this family brought their 3 sons to get baptized and are welcoming them into the church. And I'm just like, usually we do that when we're babies, but just to realize this is really important. And so me being at the baptism of my godchild and her siblings, it's just like, it just gives me such hope that people are putting their faith first to transform their family. And as I'm praying, the light from the window behind me is like putting this huge glare on the window, and so everything's kind of white, but then my shadow, I can just see inside. So it made me think, and I was contemplating that, and I was like, sometimes we think, God's divinity is just so bright we can't even touch him, but then there's Jesus, and he's a human, and in his humanity we can finally reach God. And so my shadow being my ability to see in through the window, just give me that glimpse of heaven and of God and that relationship I have with him. So through God's humanity in Jesus Christ, we are able to see him and form our relationship more deeply in a way that we couldn't before. So like Jesus is the bridge between the Old and the New Testament. It's like God was this huge figure, and then he was a baby and man, and you could talk and converse with him. Just looking through everything, all these thoughts going through my head just really brought me to tears as I'm saying my penance, and I'm just like so thankful. And a friend from youth group came in and just sat next to me, and we just talked a little bit just about like contemplating vocations and such. It was just really beautiful that when I haven't seen somebody in a long time, we still have that approachability, because some people are like, oh, I haven't seen them forever, I don't want to, it's weird, what do I say? But like, I'm the kind of person that I won't see you for like 3 years, and I'll just be so happy to see you because I remember you so fondly. So I was so glad to have that reciprocated to me. It's just truly a blessing, and I'm just so thankful for today. I'm looking forward to a transformational Lent, and so far I'm really feeling it, and I really feel renewed, and I'm going to keep moving forward no matter what comes in my path, because I have Jesus at my side and he's helping me. Another thing that was on my mind was, since I was in a state of mortal sin all this week, sometimes I feel like God is so far away from me because I've distanced myself, but so intimately this week I felt him being very present to me, and it's because I need that extra help, I need that extra assistance, that he's kind of pushing me along a little more with his guidance. He's not leaving me to just flounder around like, oh, I can't do anything, I'm so helpless because I've crippled myself with my mortal sin. It's like, no, let me help you, my child. Let me be there with you. Seek my forgiveness and I will give you the assistance that you need. And even if we don't, he's still going to help us because he's a loving and gracious and merciful Father. Those are my thoughts for today, my pre-confession, post-confession reflection. Peace of Christ be with you always. Ad maior Dei gloriam, and God bless.